part of this, and this is awesome. Okay. So mountain bike in action. I mean, it kind of depends on, the view. Like, let's say you're heading downhill or something, and you've got a bike like this. See, I'm trying to remember what these frames look like. I'll just draw some lines in, just as kind of a reference here. All right, so we'll start with something like this. This is gonna be like a rough sketch. We're just going freestyle, unless it gets terribly messed up. All right, so just kind of start sketching in a frame like so. And as far as the perspective goes, I'm imagining my perspective lines are kind of converging down, but this bike, I guess maybe the bars here are a little turned, and then we've got the seat. Let's see. Seat like so. And then the rider. I'm just trying to imagine. So, like I said, I am not the best. There's like maybe some scene off in the distance. Here in Utah, you have this like incredible ability to mountain bike and just see these amazing things. So, just views and like it's just gorgeous here. So, maybe this biker is like heading downhill a little bit through this ravine or something. Actually, if this were downhill, the wheels would be shifted a bit more, but we'll just keep it for now. So we've got pedal. Someone asked what marker was it that I used for the colors. These are Ohuhu brand markers. Ohuhu, or is it Ohuhu or Huhu? I have no idea. Either way, I reviewed them on the channel, so if you do want to check them out, they're on the channel. Just look up Ohuhu or cheap marker review, and you'll find them. All right, that's a terrible angle. I need to adjust that camera. Henry Roa, too kind. All right. So something like this for the bike frame. Now, full disclaimer, I am not a bike designer. I'm going off memory here. This is not my forte. That being said, I'm going to do my best for you guys. I may have to pull up some reference and fudge a few things. But sketching light like this, you can always sketch light till you get it right. And then when you're in a place where you feel confident, then you can add the details. Or even better yet, do an overlay. I'm trying to avoid doing overlays right now. All right, so person sitting here, I'm just going to start with something of a cylinder and then the body like so. And then depending on how you're holding the handle, you might have a situation like this for your head, helmet, and all that. So just throw a couple lines in for reference. We'll add the fidelity where it needs to go. This leg I want shooting out or up, and then this one would be down, or more down rather. Okay, so something like this. Okay, we got one pedal up, one pedal down. I guess if you're clipped in, your foot would be more like this. I think this sketch is going to need an overlay. So I'm going to keep this one rough, and then we'll do the overlay. All right? Because we're just a bit too far down the roughness here to like really make this work and not feel like a complete mess. So as far as like body parts go, I'm really just thinking of, okay, there's a cylinder here. There's a connecting bit between, right? The pelvis, kind of like a cylinder as well. The legs, like a cylinder. So in terms of raw geometry, that's how I'm thinking about things in my head. And I find that helpful, personally, to just break it down. So when in doubt, rough it out, break it down, and you'll find that things just become that much easier, okay? So this is enough of an underlay for me, I think. Let me think. Okay, chain's usually on the right side. So I can sketch in some sort of chain, and if it's going through a derailleur, it typically looks something like this. Kind of have your derailleur over here. Shocks up front, like so. We'll just sketch those in. And I'm not looking at any reference for this. Maybe that'll show, or maybe that'll be apparent when you see the final sketch. But in any case, let's say the seat is somewhere here. Seat. Leg. Okay. When in doubt, rough it out. Helmet. Like so. I'm not good enough to the point where I feel like I can just draw a person. Sometimes I can, but not always. I'm not to the point where I feel like, oh, one shot, person, boom, and it's perfect. But I do want to get to that point. And that's why I practice. And also keep it real with you guys. You know, maybe this is the trail. Just kind of biking on some trail. Go now. But that's why I keep it real with you guys. And if I suck at something, I'll just be straight up and be like, yo, this is my first time doing this, or whatever the case may be. Keep it single speed. All right. We'll keep it a single speed downhill mountain bike. And I do want to rotate this guy. So what I'm going to do is actually just tear this paper. This is like old school Photoshop, right? Sometimes when we were sketching, we used to like just take the underlay and then just destroy it and do something else with it. So like I wanted to rotate this, but it wasn't going to fit. And I think it'll make for a more interesting sketch. Yeah, sometimes they have the middle suspension, not always. I'd have to look that up. Let me just take a quick look. Downhill MTB. I'm just looking on the Google here. And yeah, a lot of times I'll just for reference, look up a picture. Hopefully nothing crazy shows up. You never know with Google. Sometimes like random stuff will just show up. But yeah, I'll just look at a picture just to be like, okay, generally speaking, here's how it kind of works. I don't really want to do all of this funky stuff here, so I'm going to keep it as a fixed tail mountain bike. Nice shocks. I need some more clearance on the wheel, it looks like. So I'll try and work that stuff in, but also keep it simple. All right, guys, this is Sketch-A-Day Live Sunday show. Thanks for joining and being a part of this. This is your first time, hit that subscribe button. Turn on alerts, because you're in for a hell of a ride. I guess today, because we are sketching a bicycle, specifically a mountain bike here. Alright, I'm just going to overdraw some stuff. Like so. I'll figure all this out. Maybe there's a secondary triangle or something. What do you call it? Triangle truss? Is that the technical term? Couple offset ellipses here for a wheel. I'll probably have to change this a little bit as well. While I'm doing this, let me know what color you would like the bike to be. Yeah, let me know what What color? Just fudging a little leg in here. And maybe I can get away with not showing, all the stuff on this other leg in the back. We'll see what I can get away with. Yeah, the interesting thing about scenes like this is even the helmet itself could be a design exercise. So it's hard to, just kind of treat this as, okay, here's a helmet-like thing when it could easily be its own sketch and project. Alright, just want to get his hand, a few fingers. Handle or stem of the bike. I have a Trek, what do you call it, a Fat Boy bike that I've been meaning to get fixed, but maybe there's some graphics on this dude's shirt. Anyhow, I've been meaning to get that fixed, but haven't yet. So while I'm finishing this up, let's start thinking about the next thing you guys want to see. On the channel here. Like I said, my goal is to do about 3 or 4 depending on the time that we have. I can probably do 4 today. So just keeping it loose. But like I said, I'm going to be bringing back a long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, I had a website called ID Sketching. And as the name implies, it was specifically industrial design focused related. I decided to branch out and take the Sketch Everyday challenge that I gave myself and turn that into a thing. So that's where Sketch a Day came from. But one of the things missing from ID Sketching that, frankly, I've had a few people ask for is this whole blog content. I had articles about kind of the technical aspects of sketching. And so I want to bring that back. So look out for that. I know it's another thing to watch, read, subscribe, whatever, but for those who find value there, I'm happy to do that for you. Maybe there's some zipper on the back here. Anyway, I'm happy to do that for you guys. And, just keep pushing. I am having an absolute blast with life, and I love that you guys are supporting and that there's just a lot of good energy. For a while, too, YouTube was just terrible. With, real talk. Let's get real with you guys. I'm black. And there were just so many racist comments. It was depressing, I would get on and read comments and just feel terrible. And I won't repeat some of the ones that people would say, but man, it was hard. So I definitely appreciate you guys keeping it real, keeping it clean, positive. If anything, is apparent right now, it's that a lot in the world is changing, and I'm encouraged by the creativity and love and kind of coming together of everyone to support everyone else. Like, that's pretty awesome. Handheld gimbal for like a camera, Roshan. I can do that. But yeah, I do appreciate the positivity and the positive energy. That's what I'm about, is just let's help each other. That's why I made the Discord. It's not so much for me to respond to everything you guys share, but for a place for you to help each other, make friends, connections, all of that good stuff. So thank you sincerely for all of you who've either contributed or helped or whatever in any way. So I'm not going to go through the trouble of doing a super knobby tire, but I'll just hint at some tread here. A couple scribbles. Like, even this is kind of like, whoa, what's happening down here? Pro tip, or not pro tip, but one thing I've noticed is with the human eye, if you can reasonably represent something, many times the human brain will fill in the blanks. Now, it's up to you to figure out what that threshold is of acceptable. Oh yeah, you did say single speed, but whatever. I'll just fake it in. It's like, yeah, because this whole area is just a complete mess. But if you can get something close enough, a lot of times the human brain will just like, oh, okay, I get it, bike. But if I were doing this as a like full presentation sketch, which I know I need to do on the channel and show you guys how I do that, so that's coming. I did buy a Cintiq to kind of help with you guys who use Wacom products, but a lot of times the human brain will just fill in the rest, is my point. All right, a couple more knobby treads here. Even outline of the tire, you know, I could do something like this on the far side. Just kind of change the outline. Something like that. Yeah, that's feeling pretty good. So we've got our person here. It's got muscular calves, socks, heading downhill. What am I even saying? I forgot. Fiona says, give energy and time to areas that matter and work for you. So much hurt in the world without adding extra. Yeah, I believe that 100%. Energy is a lot like water. You have to just let it flow and be in a good place where you can share that energy. I believe this is my test of sorts, that if I keep doing this and I believe in myself, that something good will happen. So I do appreciate all the support. I know I keep saying that, but I really do mean it. High socks. All right. We'll change that. I'll color it in. Yeah, it's been too long. I used to ride every morning. I would ride up this giant hill near my house. Like, it was just an insane elevation climb. And I used to do that every morning. And then one day I had a terrible, terrible accident. I was trying to see how fast I could go down this hill every morning. I would push myself. Hey, I made 40 miles an hour. Well, 41. Well, this one morning I made 50 miles an hour downhill. And I was kind of coming up on the area where I knew I would have to turn. And so I bank into the turn. Well, turns out there was some construction and gravel on the road. Actually, this bike stem here is wrong. Let me see if I can fix it. Okay. Anyhow, there was some construction on the road, and I bank into the turn, lean in, and sure enough, the back wheel, this wheel just slips out from under me, and all of a sudden it's like I'm just rolling, tumbling on the ground. Not even the ground, but in the street. I mean, this is a busy road, and I felt stupid for it because I knew better. I just felt invincible, and so I like hit the road, and I'm tumbling, and it's just kind of scary, you know. Anyhow, so I come to, and this guy is like, "Hey, you all right, man?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I'll make it home." And I'm laughing because my entire leg is just shredded, just a bloody mess, super shredded. And this guy is like, "You sure you're okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm okay." And so I make it home. And I get in the door. I'm married at this point, and I get in the door. And my wife's like, "You're okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And as soon as I start talking, like, all this pain just comes back. And I'm just like, "Oh!" And I just start screaming. Because I was just in shock. I was in absolute shock from the wreck. So since then, I haven't ridden as much. I've definitely been just doing more chill workouts. And if I do ride, it's just around the neighborhood with my kids, stuff like that. So this is not Copic A3 paper. This is actually Bianyo. It's required that I say that at least 3 times differently. Bianyo. Marker paper. Super cheap on Amazon. That's what I'm using. Thanks for the question, though. And yeah, Roshan, I recovered. It's just mentally, when you go through a traumatic experience, that trauma is real. And it sits with you and sticks with you. And it's kind of hard to shake. So that was years ago, and I still refuse to, like, ride on busy streets. I won't do it. Because I felt like it was almost like a brush with fate or death or whatever. So I just won't do it. Yeah, I gotta fix that over shoulder camera. I used to use it more, but it's an older camera too. I probably should get like a newer Sony to hook up to that one. Alright, so when it comes to shading things, if you... Oops, I shaded this dude's leg. Maybe he's wearing like an asymmetric outfit. Like this one has a long pant leg, and this side doesn't. But... What was I saying? Shoot, I forgot. Now I don't even remember. I'm gonna sound like a psycho. If you're just joining, this is Sketch Day Live. I'm Spencer, and I forgot what I was talking about. Adrenaline got me. Yeah, the adrenaline got me in that moment, for sure. And once that left my body, all the pain just rushed in. And the crazy part, too, I don't know if he's watching today, my friend Jose Gamboa, I was supposed to go to Costa Rica to do one of his... kind of sketch boot camp things down there. So I had to like bandage my entire leg and fly for hours while nursing this injury. It was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. Just a little shadow on the backside here, literally, and by that I mean the far side. Hint at some folds, arm. We'll just keep the helmet simple. So yeah, that was probably the closest brush with death I've had in my life, and it rocked me. Oh, that's what I was talking about. I was talking about trauma. But yeah, when you go through a traumatic experience, it kind of sits with you for a bit. And yeah, it's easy to say, just get over it and move on, but it's almost like every time you go to do that thing, it just gets fresh in your head. It's crazy. The brain is incredible at just all the things the brain does. Tell you what. All right, so the bike frame, I'm going to make it blue just because I think the blue will play nicely with this orange, but just kind of pop as well. Thanks for joining me on Sketch Day Live. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on alerts. Yeah, Fiona, when you're younger, at least when I was younger, I thought, nothing can hurt me, and then you get hurt and you're like, oh, yeah, I can get hurt. Never mind. It's just a good reminder. Just a good reminder. Do, do, do. All right, so I've kind of identified where the frame is here, but I need to... Actually, his butt shouldn't be on the seat because the seats drop down pretty low, but whatevs. So now that I've established where the frame is, I'm going to actually just boost these outlines just a little bit. And truthfully, this sketch could benefit from another overlay, but I don't want to do that today. So in other words, I could take this, throw another piece of paper on, get it done. Similar process if you're working digitally as well. You kind of do multiple iterations until you find the one that works for you or works for the sketch concept, whatever it is you're trying to show, and you just roll with that. We'll add some white here as well, just to kind of give some dimension to all this. I hope my friend Federico is not watching this. He's a bike designer. He's probably shaking his head. Thanks, Roshan. Roshan, you should follow him on Instagram. You can post your link, dude. Also a super talented guy. He's been following me for a while. So just want to give you a shout out, bro. Love your work. Keep it up. I feel like there's not a lot of people who keep it real these days. So definitely want to celebrate those who do. And you are one of them. All right. And some of this stuff I'll just keep that gray. And then the skin, let's go ahead and do that. Some skin tones. I'm gonna grab my Copic markers for this. Kind of my go-to. So again, paying attention to light source. So if this arm has a cross section, we're still going to get shadow cores and highlights. So you want to pay attention to that. All right. I need something dark for here, but I don't want to do black. So I'll use this cool gray. And hope I don't completely bungle things. Maybe use some black as well. Daryl, I just started teaching myself industrial designing. What's the best practice for getting perspective and beautifying down. Well, like I mentioned on the channel, we have playlists. I'm trying to expand that and clean that up a bit. It's one of my projects for this week. So you can check that out, but also, hit me up, email me. I can make videos if there's a topic that you're interested in that just doesn't exist on the site. I'm happy to look into making that a thing. So don't be shy about that. But the best way is just to email me or hit me up on the socials. I'll make a note of it. Or comment on a video, I guess. It's also a way to do it. And I'll make a note of it and make sure that I kind of address that. So thank you for the question though. And for being here. Sketch Today Live, we're sketching a downhill mountain biker. This is all from my head. That's why it looks messy and very imperfect. Probably needs another overlay, but we're not quitting. We're just going with it. We're rolling with this. That feels a lot better. Do I work in CAD software? Yes. I'm actually 3D printing something right now for my kids. And I have a CNC router I've kicked off a few personal projects on. Yeah, just some personal projects. That's all I'll say. I do want to do some of that with you guys on the channel here, so stay tuned. Or keep your eyes open for content related to stuff a little bit outside of sketching that I'll be getting into. If that's not your cup of tea, that's alright. We'll still have all the stuff you're used to seeing here on the channel, so don't worry. And I'm just going to vignette this and focus on kind of this portion here. So even some of this vegetation stuff, I'm going to try and keep the color basically right around here. What CAD software do I use? I use SolidWorks and I use Fusion 360 by Autodesk. Right now I'm using Fusion because it's free. If you're a hobbyist or I think students, it might be free or just really cheap. So that's what I'm using right now. I also use SketchUp quite a bit, particularly where I get, sorry about that guys, particularly where I get projects related to interior design. Sorry, my sister just called me. Okay. So yeah, whenever I'm doing an interior design project, I will use SketchUp quite a bit. I've done some set design production for TV as well, and I'll use SketchUp for like an underlay, and then just finish it out digitally after. Alright, so something like this. We did a digital show on Wednesday, or no, Friday. Friday was our digital show, my bad. So if you like sketching with digital stuff, you can check that out. I like to do pen on paper because it keeps me fresh. And like I said before, when your pen doesn't forgive or forget, it makes it that much harder. Something good about doing hard things in terms of developing your skills and skill set. So that's why I do it. I love the challenge. There's nothing, well, I shouldn't say nothing. it's just such a good feeling, like when you're working on a drawing and then you get to a point where it just feels good. Like, oh, I love it. I love it. And like I said, not everything I do is perfect. In fact, most are far from it, but I am passionate, I'm committed, and I hope you feel the love and just that joy. And I hope that motivates you guys to push yourselves. When I was a student, we didn't really have a lot of people doing this. And if there were, you were having to pay inordinate amounts of money to have them teach you. So this is a bit of a, hey, what's up, thank you. And like I said before, I really do appreciate the contributions when they are made, but no obligation there. It means a lot that you're even here. Actually, I should make the forks like orange as well. Means a lot that you're here and participating on the stream. Thanks for joining. I don't have my usual white pen that I use, so I'm going to try this one and see how it goes. It's a little bit more translucent than I would like. This is a Sakura Pen Touch pen. Also has a pump tip. There we go, that's a bit better. It's a lot of white that just came out there, but I think it kind of works. And the white just kind of helps with any secondary light sources or highlights that you might want to add. You know, be careful, let that dry. I made some mistakes here, but I'll come back in with some blue marker and I think it'll help mellow things out a bit. As well. Alright, something like that. Stephanie says she uses SolidWorks. Yeah, try SketchUp. I mean, SketchUp is not a tool for like advanced, crazy surfacing or anything, but if you're just looking to do like quick and dirty underlays that you can draw over, or it might just be simple parts for additive or subtractive manufacturing, you can do that. I bought it when I designed and built my own house, and I needed to do some technical drawings for like the kitchen cabinets I was building by hand. So that's when I got it and why I have the license. I bought the full pro license and everything. So I learned a ton, and there's a pretty vibrant community of extensions as well. So if you are looking to do something a bit more complicated, chances are you'll find a way to do that with SketchUp. It'll just take a little effort, but you can usually figure it out. I feel like I need to do a portfolio review show or some sort of show where I kind of show you some of my professional work. If you're interested in that, let me know. I'm curious. I'd be happy to go over a project and maybe some of the things I learned during that project. There's a couple of products that I designed at my last company that are out now in the market, so I could talk about that and things I learned and all of that. So let me know if you're interested. All right, so there's our mountain biker. A couple of things I would change. I think he needs to be a little bit higher on the seat. I probably could work things out a bit more in the foreground and all that, but for the sake of time, I'm going to push along. We're an hour and 18 in. Thanks for being here and being a part of the stream today on Sketchaday Live. Much love, as always. All right. It's so hard to know when to stop. Like, I just want to keep going. It's like, oh. Let's just keep going, guys. I'm kind of bummed though. I ordered some new markers and they didn't come before the show. I was hoping to try them out, test them out. So I got some paint markers and then I got some new chart packs. Some of you in the past have contributed and helped me get some more markers. And then I thought, okay, I've sold a few brushes. Let me get some more markers so I can review. So I got some Shinhan Touch and I got some chart pack markers. So there'll be another review coming out, just giving some of my thoughts on those markers. But so far, I have to say the winner, if you're looking at spending some serious money on markers, still Copic. But if you're on a budget, these Ohuhu markers are pretty fantastic. So check out that review on the channel. All right, so next sketch we had, let me sign this one real quick. Okay, there we go. Just recap, if you missed the beginning of the show, we also did just a quick architectural sketch. A couple things I would change here. The roof looks a little bit broken. Maybe the angle here is off. But it's cool. It's fine. Should have finished the top here as well. Completely missed that. There we go. Now we're better. Alright, so we did this architectural sketch. We did our quick mountain biker. Alright, home stretch. We got 2 more topics. What are we doing next? Quick chat check-in. Hello, hello. Let's see. How about something worn on the head or face? Give me some ideas there. And then I want something with like a hand in it as well. So let me know. Let's see. Okay, we got shoes, but I don't want to do that again.